The Yin Yang Yang from Elysian Acoustic Labs and Effect Audio. Hello and thank you for clicking on this video. I'll be sharing my experience on Elysian Acoustic Labs Pilgrim and Pilgrim Noir. The Pilgrim Noir is a collaboration between Elysian Acoustic Labs and also Effect Audio, another match made in heaven, hopefully. This is Elysian Acoustic Labs' more wallet-friendly entries relative to their other IEMs like the Gaia, Diva or Annihilator, where they cost up to thousands of dollars. So seeing the Pilgrim and Pilgrim Noir coming in the hundreds, it made me curious on how these sounds, considering their other IEMs, while very expensive, are essentially reference, and they sound really good, and they've all set the bar in their price category. So the Pilgrim is priced at $399 and the Pilgrim Noir is coming in at double of that at $799, and there are both 1DD and 3BA configurations, with the difference being that the Pilgrim uses 3 Sonian drivers and Noir uses 2 Sonian and 1 undampened nose driver. So another curiosity raised on how much difference there are from the Pilgrim to the Noir. But before we dive deeper, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Damien from the Australian Head-Fi tour and Effect Audio for arranging this tour and allowing me to be a part of the experience. As always, I'll leave links in the description down below if you'd like to check out more impressions of these IEMs. To avoid any confusions, I'll be referring the Pilgrim Noir as just Noir and the Pilgrim as is. Without further ado, let us talk about the unboxing, and since this is a tour unit, the Pilgrim Noir simply came within this box and the cable comes in a separate pouch. The white box belongs to the Pilgrim and the Pilgrim Noir has a different box design and accessory, so you can check that out in other videos, so I can only share the unboxing experience from the Pilgrim. Opening the box, you'll be greeted by the IEMs themselves, and you can see the Noir is where the Pilgrims would be in the original packaging. There's a box with instruction manuals and it also comes with a wiping cloth with Elysian logo on it. The carrying case is very on brand with the white color scheme going around. It has like a faux leather feel to it, which feels very different to Elysian's other felt covered cases, and it's more oval in shape with the Elysian Acoustic Labs logo on it, and it carries the balance between being compact but still having enough width and depth to store the Pilgrim with the stock cable. I think this case looks and feels really nice. For the test unit, they've stored the Pilgrims in the case with the stock cable, and it's a very nice cable for stock. It carries the white design theme across. It has some plastic sleeving going around the wires to give it a bit more heft and rigidity, but still being soft enough that it's not being a whip. Very nice neck hooks, termination designs. It also has pentagon connectors, which is typical for Elysian Acoustic IEMs. The design of the Pilgrim has this matte silver color to its metal body. The Elysian Acoustic logo on the corner of the faceplate, which is protruding outwards, sort of giving it like a 3D-like effect to its appearance, with some vent slots around the faceplate, and there's this chrome-like ring going around the faceplate, and it pops out against the matte grey background from the IEM shell. Under different lighting, this ring will really shine, and as an overall design, the Pilgrim looks really sleek. My only gripe with the ring is that it's very prone to scratches, so I think after getting this unit through some wear and tear since it's passed around a few people for testing, it's gathered some scratches on the ring, and from afar you can't really see it, but you do notice something on it, and upon closer look you can see the battle scars, so something to note that over time this may happen to you as well if you decide to purchase the Pilgrim, unless you're super careful with your IEMs and you like living life walking on thin ice. So going to the design of the Noir and the cable it comes with, for the stock cable it comes with the Effect Audio Eros cable, which is this sleek looking black cable. Imagine the Cadmus 8W cable but in black. That's pretty much what you're getting with the stock cable for Noir. And if you've liked Effect Audio cables in the past, it'll be no different with this cable. It also comes in a 4.4mm termination, but it is at least interchangeable. Just like the Cadmus, I also love this cable. The black. So beautiful. The design of the Noir, similar to the cable, is the opposite of the Pilgrim, where it's matte black instead of white, and the matte black is carried throughout the design with gold accents in areas like the nozzle and the Elysian branding, and since this is a collaboration with Effect Audio, it also has Effect Audio branding in gold on the other faceplate. It doesn't have the same shiny or reflective finish on the rings like the Pilgrim, so you're just getting a full matte black body which looks really neat. And if you like simplistic designs, points, I think they've pulled it off here, but I can also understand if this is a little too boring for some, but the 3D effect of the faceplate to me keeps it from looking plain and generic. So there's simplicity in its color choices but has complexity in its design. But the Pilgrim will of course stand out a lot more if compared to the Noir. In terms of shape, they are both the same shape since they both have the same amount of drivers. However, one minor gripe I have is that the edges on the Pilgrim and Noir is a bit on the sharper end. So when I'm testing it for fit and comfort, the top corner of the edges is rubbing against my ear and it feels like rubbing off on a sharp edge, and sometimes it may be a little uncomfortable, at least for my ears. So if you have larger ears, then it may not pose too much of an issue for you, but I can foresee this edge causing some issues for smaller ears, so something to note. So just diving deeper to the sound of the Pilgrims. If you've listened to Elysian IEMs before, you know they are known mostly for delivering treble highs that have plenty of energy but it's never too sharp or sibilant to your ears, and what a lot of people, including myself, describe as having sweet treble. The Pilgrim is a representation of that but never quite reaching there. Elysian is all about delivering clarity to sounds, and the Pilgrim does that within its price point, which is to say the sound presentation is clean and clear, the treble has energy to its top end, however it doesn't have the same sparkle or openness as its bigger brothers, and rightfully so considering the price difference. The bass on the Pilgrim is unfortunately on the lighter side. You can hear the bass, but it's definitely meant to be a gentle accompaniment rather than being a feature. There's not a lot of sub bass coming through the presentation, so it's definitely not a set for bass hits or bass lovers, but it does pave the way for the mid-range to come through, and as mentioned earlier, it comes through clean and clear. There's just a sense of clarity that is audible where there's a lot of separation, there's some width to its soundstage, and there's a good amount of imaging, so everyone just plays within their spot in the soundstage, with the vocals in the center. However, it's not really a vocal focused IEM either, since they all play within the same plane, so it's more of an all-in-one type of presentation. The Pilgrim does nothing wrong, but it's also playing it a little safe for me personally, and could sound a bit tame for anyone looking for a bit more excitement. So jumping over to its bigger brother, the Noir. Is this the rebellious goth-loving brother that'll go the complete opposite of the Pilgrim? Well, the Noir as an overall, much like the looks, sounds darker compared to the Pilgrim. Bass presentation is about the same, with maybe having just a bit more presence in the presentation compared to the Pilgrim, probably due to its tuning, but it's not a night and day difference, where it suddenly becomes a bass hit IEM, and I don't think that's what Elysian is going for both these IEMs. The treble energy is much smoother in the Noir, and even though the Pilgrim already sounded smooth to my ears, there may be a chance that you still find that a little bit too much for you. If that's the case, then the Noir would be a great option for you, but it's going almost in the opposite direction of Elysian's sound, and maybe that's intentional since there's already so many IEMs in Elysian's lineup that's focused on delivering treble and clarity in their sound performance, that having another one doing the same thing would conflict with the existence of the Pilgrim. It's still the same type of all-in-one kind of presentation. You can hear details in the sound, but because of the darker background, it's not as pronounced as the Pilgrim. It's a very confusing choice for me to comprehend. Is it 2 times better than the Pilgrim? The cable? Hell yes. The sound? Not for me personally, as I prefer the sound presentation from the Pilgrim a little bit more than the Noir, and the saving grace for me, for the Noir, is simply that effect audio cable. So bringing in something like the Dunu GIS Audio Da Vinci, compared to the Pilgrim is a lot cleaner and clearer in its presentation, due to how the lower regions are tuned, which is in contrast to the Dunu Da Vinci, as the Da Vinci has a warmer and bassier presentation, and vocal notes on the Da Vinci also sounds fuller and richer, and it also gives more emphasis to the singer, whereas on the Pilgrim is more of an all-in-one kind of presentation, but the imaging and detail retrieval is a touch clearer and more distinct on the Pilgrim. The treble performance from the Pilgrim is also much clearer and a bit more open compared to the Da Vinci, but they both offer smooth sounding presentations. Comparing the Da Vinci to the Noir, and I'm not sure what is it about the Noir that does not suit my personal preference, maybe it's how dark it sounds, but the Da Vinci just sounds clearer or more open while retaining the note weight and giving you the impact from the low end. The Noir, while bassier in its presentation compared to the Pilgrim, still doesn't carry that impact compared to the Da Vinci, and as an overall, I actually prefer the Da Vinci over the Noir, and that's saying something about the Da Vinci considering their price difference. Even though the cable is not an effect audio cable from the Duno Da Vinci, it's still a really good stock cable with interchangeable terminations. As an overall value for package, the Da Vinci offers a lot more value compared to the Pilgrims for my personal preference. But if you want a bit more clarity in your sound, then the Pilgrim may be an option for your consideration. So in summary, I've been a huge fan of both Elysian Acoustic Labs products and also Effect Audio products, and having them merge is like a match made in heaven. However, I think I've set a little too high of an expectation, as I've come off on the other side just a little underwhelmed with the release of the Pilgrim and Pilgrim Noir. While they are both good IEMs, the price tag that they carry is a little bit more than I expected for the sound performance they provide, and you have to determine for yourself if the Effect Audio cable for the Noir, however good they are, is worth that extra price tag for you. However, this is based on one man's experience and I'm curious to know your thoughts. Have you tried the Pilgrim or the Noir, and which of the two is your favorite? Or is there one better? Comment below and let me know, and with that all said, thank you again to Damien from the Australian Head-Fi Tour and to all of you for watching. Until the next video, take care and happy listening.